Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nadia Adam. I'm a Vedic Astrologer and Psychic Medium. So today we are going to talk about Saturn retrograde for each zodiac sign. This is going to be a continuation of the first part, alright? So I will highly recommend you to watch and listen to the first part of the video before jumping and hearing for each zodiac sign. Okay, as usual, I will divide my explanation into several parts and the time step of each sign will be in description box along with my personal details if you're interested to book a personal reading with me. Okay, now before we start, I'm going to put some disclaimer, I would say. All right. So number one, you need to look at Saturn retrograde mainly from your Mahadasha Lord. Okay. So that's mean you let your Mahadasha Lord as the ascendant, and then you see where is actually Saturn retrograding in Aquarius. Okay, let's say for example you are going through, I don't know, let's say Sun Mahadasha. Okay, your Sun is in Gemini. Okay, so that's mean we have Saturn here retrograding from your 9th house to your 8th house. Okay, so this is the number one, which I think is the most effective way to predict. Okay, I'm giving you peanuts here. The most effective way to look at it from the Mahadasha Lord, not from the ascendant. Then you look at it from the ascendant. Okay, ASC, I'm sorry for my bad handwriting. Okay, so let's, for example, we can see that the person is Aries ascendant, all right? So that's mean you can see that Saturn is retrograding from the 11th house to the 10th house. In this way, you can create a connection. What type of prediction or what type of result Saturn can give you? One planet can give you different things, right? Because one planet obviously is a natural significator of multiple things. It's the same thing when you are doing a prediction. So you need to look at it, what exactly Saturn activating from your Mahadasha Lord and what exactly activating from your ascendant. Now, some people, some astrologers, they want to look at it from the moon. You can look at it from the moon, but I really do not feel and think it's really effective or it's gonna give you a very big result. Okay? Moon, it comes from the perspective of your mental and emotional state, not as an actual manifestation in your physical life. You need to understand which planet what is doing or which aspect or concept you're following. Okay? Mahadasha means you are operating under the influence of that planet. If it's situated in the good placement, in the good house, that's mean you're gonna get a good result. If it's in the bad placement, a bad house, that's mean you're gonna have a very messed up Mahadasha. Period. Okay? Ascendant, same thing. Ascendant is actual manifestation and physical of us, right? Ascendant is our physical appearance, right? The way how we look or how people look at us. And from the ascendant, we can see our career. From ascendant, we can see our marriage. So ascendant is quite important. Okay, so this is the first disclaimer. The second thing I would like you to know is the Ashtakvarga. So Ashtakvarga is a system that we use to look at how strong and how weak the transit of a planet in that particular house. Okay, so now let's say, for example, Saturn in your Aquarius house. This is Aquarius. Let's assuming this is your Aquarius house, giving you 7 points. That's mean Saturn will give you good result. It's not gonna harm you. Okay, no matter how bad the situation is right now in your life, no matter how messed up the situation, but Saturn will never harm you because he's giving you 7 points. And also the Sarvashtakvarga is 32. That's mean above the average. I will link a video about that because I have done it few years ago of how you can read Ashtakvarga. You can refer back to that before reading and seeing your chart and compare it with whatever information that I'm going to give you right now. Okay. Okay, so let us start. Saturn here is retrograding from the 11th house of Aquarius to the 10th house. So this shows the cycle which is started from 2020. You refer back to yourself and see what happened exactly on 2020. That particular theme from 2020 until now 2024, it will start to show up again in new way. Let's say, for example, around 2020 to 2023, all right, you travel or you moved. So during this time, whatever that theme that happened before you moving, it may start to show up again, and most probably has to do with career. Therefore, Aries people may experience some change in their career or some elevation or maybe some adjustment in whatever they are doing right now, especially if it has to do with gains. Maybe your ambition, your desire, or your perspective of what you want to pursue during this time will change because of Saturn retrograde. Okay, now when it comes to the sign of Taurus, let me delete this. Taurus, obviously, it will has to do with career and education. It shows that perhaps the person here will have a tendency to start to learn more or to attain some knowledge or attain some information that can help them in their career. It can also show that the person may get an opportunity to travel to foreign land, all right, or to have some trip in regards because of their work commitment, okay? Or it could be also that the person will involve or invoke some of a foreign element in their work. Maybe they will start to get a foreign project, or maybe they will start to work with the foreigners more. Maybe they're expanding in foreign land. Something that has to do with something unusual, it may manifest during this period for Taurus, but definitely the theme will be related to career and your finance. Okay, so I don't think it's quite very bad, but it depends on as overall chart. Okay, in some cases it can indicate people maybe losing their job and finding a new job during this period. All right, start closing a business, starting a new one. It depends. Okay, so this is for Taurus. Good luck for you. And we have here Gemini. So Gemini, we have Saturn is retrograding from the 9th house to the 8th house. This is can indicate an unexpected traveling and movement. All right, unexpected traveling in a sense of either because of education and could be also because of family matters. All right, in some cases also it indicates someone who may attain some asset, may attain some of money from a family, all right? And if there is a theme related to in-laws family, all right, that's keep happening, or maybe it's unexpectedly may show up in your life, which we need your attention, all right? So there can be some hiccup here in regards to the in-law that will require your attention, or somehow you will start to involve on it. Okay, unexpected kind of knowledge you may get during this time, information that can enhance and help you in your career, and it could also show someone who can be hyper intuitive during this time. All right, it's not really a bad period, unless that your Saturn is already very inflected placement and you have activation of Saturn which is not really giving you good point in Ashtakvarga, then it can shows that unexpected movement, unexpected change which may end up to be very uneasy for you, okay, mentally and emotionally. Okay, so good luck for Gemini people. Now Cancer. Okay, so Cancer are one of the most affected sign when it comes to Saturn retrograde during this year, all right? Because this is considered to be Shani Ashtama. So it's indicate that it will be kind of kind of, okay, like metaphorically affecting your 10th, 7th house, affecting your 7th house, and then looking at your ascendant. All right. So people who have again Aquarius, Capricorn, Cancer, Leo are the most affected people and signs when it comes to Saturn retrograde. It indicates that there can be some past relationship, past business partnership, or past connection may show up during this period because of unfinished business. Saturn somehow will affect your ascendant. It can indicate someone who may go through a lot of transformation in the way how they are seeing people, perceiving others, relationship, partnership, sometimes also the way how you want to look on people, like your physical appearance. It may start to change. Okay. Um, Saturn when Saturn is transiting 6, 8, and 12 is one of the most sensitive placement. That's mean there can be part of your karma that you didn't pay it off 100% will start to manifest again during this time. Could be and most probably has to do with people. Again, relationship, partnership, some contract, some agreement. And yeah, and it shows someone who will sign a new agreement or new kind of elevation here going on. Okay, could be also in career. It's not necessary to be in marriage or in relationship. All right. So good luck for Cancer people. Now, Leo. So for Leo, we can see Saturn is retrograding in the 7th house, moving metaphorically to the 6th house. This can be one of the most sensitive placement because Saturn may test a lot in this period. I find it very sensitive when you have Saturn transiting your 7th house. It's really testing your ascendant, 7th house, 6, 8, and 12. Okay. Um, it can test the relationship in a sense how committed you are or how the another person is committed to you. It can test the relationship in the sense that maybe you will get a new project, a new business contract, a new promotion. Also, maybe unexpected marriage proposal during this period. Okay. But it can happen in very fast, in a very like rapid fast kind of way, okay, which can indicate also some sort of mental and emotional confusion. So do not do that. Okay. Do that. In this case, you need to consult astrologer if it's really gonna be a right decision or not, because Saturn retrograde looking at the ascendant, it can give the Leo people some sort of confusion and uncertainty about many things in life. So whatever comes to them, they will just start to grab it because they feel insecure somehow. It doesn't mean that you are actually insecure, but there is a sense of like, I think I have to grab it or I have to take it. I just scared that this thing happened. So the person here may have a tendency to think negatively during Saturn retrograde. Okay, so they may take impulsive action, impulsive decision. Okay, about themselves, about people around them. So you need to be careful. All right, if other placement are aligned, your calculation, your I don't know, your analysis about the whole situation is perfectly fine for you, then you can go ahead. Otherwise, please be patient. Don't take drastic action decision. Okay. So good luck for Leo people. Now, when it comes to Virgo, so Virgo, we have Saturn here is transiting your 6th house, retrograding to your 5th house. So I think matters related to love, relationship, self-esteem, self-confidence, the way how you want to perceive yourself on people, the way how you want to show up yourself with people will kind of get triggered in upcoming period. It can also shows that again, 6th house is the most sensitive house, right? Saturn here can really show you hidden enemies and opposition that you never thought they might be there. Okay, so it kind of can be quite karmic, like people that you thought that they are with you, somehow they can going against you, and people who you think they will never be there for you, somehow they're becoming a very close friend. So you will find that shuffle in connections, people around you, in workplace, your routine, your responsibilities, all of these things will start to get shake up and just readjust and realigned. It can indicate people who are gonna get more responsibilities and at the same time they're releasing responsibilities. Okay. um it can be quite sensitive, but it's not that bad either. It will be very depend on your chart. Okay, so good luck for Virgo people. Now, when it comes to Libra, so Libra, we have here Saturn retrograding from your fifth house to your fourth house. So it usually indicates some change and shake up in the way of how you want to create a structure and foundation in your family, household, kids, how you want to raise them, how you want them to live, and how you can manage the whole situation. There can be some situation or condition, or you can say circumstance that will let you take an action and decision about it. Either, for example, suddenly we're gonna move from our house, we're gonna move somewhere else. Suddenly, some hiccup going on because of the movement thing. I want to relocate to this place, but I couldn't find a house. I couldn't find this thing, or suddenly somehow I have to move out. All right. In some cases also it may has to do with multiple people here. They are disagreeing about this something at home or as a family. All right, which can kind of give you a shakeup in your leadership and where how you are managing and dealing with something. Like, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the best thing for everyone here? All right. Saturn here indicates also someone who will kind of create a new interest to learn something new, to get something, some knowledge, maybe something unusual. Right? Let's say, for example, I'm actually from engineering background. Suddenly I have interest to learn something related to finance, related to money, accountancy. Okay, so Saturn here shows the person will attain new skill. Okay, which means also elevation of self, elevation your called knowledge, self-esteem, self-confidence. But it will happen with you in the long run. Okay, so good luck for Cancer. Sorry, good luck for Libra. Now, when it comes to Scorpio. Okay, so Scorpio, we have Saturn here retrograding in your fourth house, which is retrograding in your fourth house, going back metaphorically to your third house. Saturn may give a situation related to home, family connection. All right. Again, it's almost same as Libra. Some relocation, some change here and there may happen. All right. But at the same time, it may somehow hit your self-esteem and self-confidence. I always feel when Saturn is kind of touching the third house, it can be quite tough when it comes to the mental and emotional state. So maybe you'll start to doubt yourself. Maybe you'll start to work very hard on yourself. Okay. You're starting to kind of poking yourself so much. So the person will have to become self-criticized. Okay, criticizing people, criticizing themselves. But it can gives a person a tendency to just pull back and be stagnant and just watch everything as it is. If it falls in your lap, you will go and grab it. If it doesn't, then that's fine. It can give the person of becoming very careful in taking any action and decision in their life. So it's just like, let me pull back and see how it goes, kind of energy, right? You can say stagnation. Mm. So although maybe life is not stagnant, but for you, you feel like everything just stagnant, everything just so stuck. Okay. It can also indicate someone who will use their communication more effectively. They will work hard on themselves to improve themselves. All right. So it will vary depend on your overall chart. So good luck for Scorpio people. Now, when it comes to Sagittarius. So, Sag people, we have here Saturn is retrograding in your third house to your second house. So it shows that it's almost the same as a Scorpio in the sense that your self-esteem, self-confidence, and the way how you're managing yourself, your family, your finance mainly will kind of get some shakeup. Maybe it shows someone who would like to learn more in order for them to be able to elevate themselves and make more money, or get themselves more stable, or get themselves more kind of secure when it comes to family set and finance. All right. Saturn here can kind of pull back and work on other things. Saturn will give the person a lot of patience, a lot of tendency to change and maneuver their path in life, right? So maybe, for example, you were working on one thing and you've been doing that thing. Suddenly now it's some ideas came to your head and you just want to learn other things in order for you to kind of elevate or promote yourself, or to just enhance your CV, etc. Okay. But as mainly this period for Sagittarius, it has to do with self-elevation and enhancement. Okay. So good luck for such people. Now, when it comes to a Capricorn, okay. So Capricorn people, Saturn is retrograding from your second house to your ascendant. This is can be quite sensitive to some extent. The person here was it can indicate the person may start to doubt themselves in the way how they are dealing with their career, with their finance, money, and the way how they are dealing with family. So somehow there is the main structure and foundation in your life. You will feel a bit of shake up, or just like, I don't know how I can figure this out. Maybe everything can be very perfectly fine. Maybe your work is fine, your income is fine, your family is fine, everything is fine. But there is a sense of, I need to work harder to make maybe more money, or creating better foundation for myself. Or maybe you start to self-doubt yourself, like, I didn't do enough, or I am not good enough. This is indicate also the person may have a tendency to get into impulsive kind of expenditure, all right, with the thought on your mind that it will help or it will enhance. So you need to really be careful in the way how you're managing your money, the way how you're managing your business, the way how you're managing your finance, what type of work you are going to do, what are you up to. If you're going to start a business during this time, please make sure that you study the business and the plan properly before you are starting it. If you're going to investment, same thing. If you are actually drawing your money, same thing. You are giving it to your family. You're taking money from a family. So the theme here will be a lot of restraint in regards to money and finance, that you are not doing enough and I need to work harder, or I need to do better than this. Okay. Again, Saturn retrograde always hit us in our mental and emotional state. Not necessarily means that something bad is happening in life. Because our mental and emotional state get triggered, that's why we start to take action decision. Can be right and can be a wrong decision. Okay, so good luck for Capricorn people. Now we are moving to the side. We are moving now to the sign of Aquarius. So now Saturn actually is retrograding in the ascendant. Okay. In the ascendant, and it's moving backward to this 12th house. So this has to do in the way how you are looking at yourself, the way how you're looking at people, on your relationship, almost in everything. Saturn in the ascendant can be one of the most sensitive placement, all right, as it shows that the person may have a tendency to stay isolated and detached. All right. People may have a tendency to just like, I want to isolate myself. I feel like I cannot relate to people. I feel like I just don't want to connect with people because it's just the situation is just so messy with me. The person here also has a tendency to overthink and overanalyze about many things, which is maybe not exist. All right. So it can be sensitive placement in terms of mental and emotional state. And I think remedies, measurement, it's needed and required at this, especially for Aquarius people. For example, wearing a sapphire during this time can be very helpful. Keep consistent in your meditation and your prayers can be very helpful. Try to calm yourself as much as you can. because actually nothing wrong going on in your life, nothing wrong may happen in your life, everything should be fine, but because of the mental and emotional state that you are at right now, it may give you a tendency to take a wrong action and decision. Okay, so now we are moving to the sign of Pisces. Okay, just the last zodiac sign. Okay, so Saturn here is retrograding in your 12th house to your 11th house. Number one, we can see it indicates someone who may actually travel, move during this period. It shows someone who would like to explore new things, explore either new opportunities, new chances, new kind of living dynamic, because Saturn in the 12th may push you actually in the last 2 years to be in your own cocoon, and maybe the only time where you want to go out, okay, let me break free, let me see what, figure out what's going on out there, is when Saturn goes retrograde. Okay, this is one of the most sensitive placement, again, as we already mentioned earlier. Okay, so the person here will start, we will start to feel like we want to explore other things. It can also shows that opportunities and chances in life will start to show up. It shows that the person may go through a lot of changes and transformation because of traveling or because of foreign element here. Either you will be meeting a foreign friend that can help you, or maybe foreign kind of project, foreign opportunity, which can kind of like, okay, we're giving some dynamic here in my life. All right, expansion of professional network circle, it can happen. Wish fulfillment also can happen during this period. It's actually quite nice time. All right, but be careful in the way how you're managing your finance and money, because it gives a tendency for the person to spend a lot. Okay, or taking impulsive action and decision because of excitement. Okay, so again, Rahu Ketu, we don't forget it's in your 1/7 axis. So it's a quite karmic period, I would say, also for Pisces and Virgo people, because of the 1/7 axis thing being activated, and then Saturn is transiting to Shtana. So you gotta be careful. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening. Wishing you all the best and see you soon. Thank you. Bye.